Hey family, I just come to say what's up, man. This evening, man, I'm just sitting here, man, thinking about my four daughters, and just thinking to myself, how can I do a better job at raising them and with raising them, and what can I do, you know, to make them help them to become the best women that they could possibly be. Um, I have not already always done it right when it came towards women because, unfortunately, I was never really taught by a real man how to treat a woman. Um, I was taught, as long as she looked good, she was thick and things of that nature, but never really got the opportunity to know a woman for who she is, who she was. I share 10 children with seven different women, and I don't like to prefer them as baby mothers because they are more than that. They're my children's mother. But and with those seven women, I had some extraordinary women in my days, but the lack of me being a man, I didn't really know how to treat them like women because I was never a man to be able to treat them like to even know how to treat them like women. So what I do now, as a father, especially as a black father, is I instill value in my children. I put value into them so they can see the value in themselves, so another person can see the value in them. So because especially as a young black woman, when we see what's going on these streets these days with our young women, um, they don't value themselves, and if you don't value yourself or have value for yourself, you will let a person treat you any type of way, or you will let a person misuse you, just do all sorts of things to you that you think um, is love, or you think is okay, when it's not okay for a man to treat a woman in a degrading type of way. So it's certain things that I do towards my daughters that I learned from a good man of Christ. And we was talking about kids one day, and we was talking about daughters, and I got some real knowledgeable information from them, far as with my children, especially with my daughters. Not saying that my sons, I don't give them that same love, but it's a different type of love for my daughters because I know, running up behind the wrong man, it can sometimes be hurtful. So I'm trying to stop them. I'm gonna have to deal with the things that I put their mothers through, or the things that I have put other women through. I have learned that now that I put value in them, I do things like on Valentine's Day, I take roses up to they school. I individually, my two daughters that live with me, I have four daughters altogether. I have one that stays in Chicago and one that just moved to North Carolina. The one that stays in Chicago, I really don't see her much. Um, some differences between me and her mom, but I'm gonna let God work that out because I try to just keep the peace. My daughter that moved to North Carolina, I really don't see her at all. I haven't seen her in like 2 years, and not my choice, but it's by her mom's choice. But glory be to God. I'm thanking God while I'm in this storm with my daughters, and one day I'm gonna be able to steal in them the same values that I instilled in their two sisters. So back to what I was saying, like now, I take them roses up to their school on Valentine's Day and things of that nature, and I hand deliver them. I don't get nobody to take them. I take them myself because one thing I want my daughters to understand is, you know, um, flowers is not a hard thing to do. Giving you flowers and candy is not a hard thing to do. And one thing I try to get my daughters to understand, see, I don't sit them down and tell them this because I don't want them to how can I put this? I don't want them to feel like they're better than anyone, but eventually it's gonna eventually click in their head when that joker that she run into in school when she a senior in high school and college, and say for Valentine's Day he bring us some roses. Say he bring us some roses and some candy. In her mind, she's gonna say, well, is this it? And he might say, what you mean is that it? You ungrateful? No, it's not that I'm ungrateful, but my dad been bringing me candy and flowers since I was in the fourth grade. So I was just expecting a little bit more. See, and right when we give our daughters that type of a mind frame to think like that, that's right there letting them know that they value themselves. They feel that they worth more than candy and flowers. And not saying that they are bougie or uppity or nothing like that. It's just that they set the bar high. And us as black men, we should teach our daughters to set the bar high, you know, for they don't accept foolishness from no guy, you know. So if my father can bring me flowers and roses, and you saying that you like me, well, show me, you know. And even when they go off to be wives and things of that nature, I'm gonna set the bar high for my daughters to, so when they get chosen by their husband, because the Bible say a man that chooses a wife chooses a good thing. I'm teaching my daughters right now, you don't chase her behind no man. I don't care how good you think he look, how good you think he smell, how nice you think his car is. You don't chase her behind no guy. And you know, I set my oldest daughter down. She 15. I asked her, I say, daughter, when God opened these financial doors, what kind of car you want daddy to get? She said a G5 wagon by Mercedes Benz, and it's crazy because Mercedes is my favorite car anyway. So when she said that, she didn't even know why I was asking her that. I don't think, but when she said that, I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get that G5 wagon just so I can have it in my collection for my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter. And what she don't understand is I'm gonna get that car. I'm eventually give it to her anyway, but I'm gonna get that car just so it could be in my collection. But when that guy rolled up with that G5 wagon that she liked so much, with on the 24s and the 26s, and he looking good and smelling good, and he say, "Hey baby girl, what's up?" She could look at him and say, "Clown, my daddy got that." Like, and first of all, I'm not your baby girl, and I'm not your little mama. And when he hit her with the, "Man, you see what I'm riding?" She could tell him, "Yeah, my daddy got that same truck. So I know what it costs and I know what you riding, but I'm more than that." See, we have to think like this, people. Especially I'm talking to my black men. We have to get our daughters to understand, when a guy say, "Damn, shorty, you thick as hell," that's not a compliment. When a guy walk up and say, "Damn, she fine, she bad," that's not a compliment to our young women. You know, that's really disrespectful, because that's not how you approach a woman. But if we don't teach our daughters, you know, that you deserve respect, you demand your respect without being disrespectful. And a lot of it go with how you carry yourself, how you dressing. You know, my oldest daughter, she 15, like I just stated. It's things that her mother buy her that me and my wife don't buy her. You know, because we don't feel that a 15-year-old should dress that type of way. So it's things that her mother might buy her that me and my wife don't even let her wear while she in our house, because you will not go outside looking like that. Because yeah, don't get me wrong, it's okay to have a nice shape, but you don't want a man to look at your shape and forget about what's in your head. And that's where I'm trying to get my daughters to understand. If a man can't sit down and have a decent conversation with you, get to know your background, get to know your mother, get to know your father, get to know your thoughts of what you want in life, or what you want to do in life, and where your goals are, what's your long-term plans and this and that nature. What is y'all talking for? You know, it's okay to have friends. Yeah, he could be a friend, but look deeper into, you want a man to look deeper into you before you get to saying, well, I want this to be my man, or I want this to be my baby daddy, or I love him. What you love about him? What you know about him? What you know about his father, his parents, his upbringing. See, me as a man, that I know that you know if we don't know how to treat women, we'll lose them. And not that we'll lose them, but we miss out on the opportunity of something great because we don't know, we don't even know what to look for in a woman. If you have never been raised by a real man, you don't even know how to look for a real woman. Because what we look for in a real woman is not even a real woman. Because you see, I learned this from the guy named John Maxwell. I read a lot of his books, great leader. I learned this from him. We only attract who we are. So if I'm a womanizer, or I'm a guy that just loves sex, I'm a guy that just love to deal with women because of their looks or because of this, that, and the third, the woman that I'm dealing with, she look at me in the same way. She's just not as flamboyant with it as I am, but she look at me in the same way because we attract who we are. And that's so true. That's so true in regular life. That's so true in the business world. That's so true in your goals. That's so true in everything that we do in life. We attract who we are. So I'm just leaving with you today, man. Especially my men with daughters that's out here, letting them listen to all the raps and the Nicki Minaj's and all these women talking about how they sucking penis and doing this and doing that. Hey, man, I'm telling you to invest in your child, invest in your daughter. Man, let her know how valuable that she really is. Let her know that she's valuable so she can see value in herself. So that when somebody see her, when that man see her, have you, and I know I'm all over the place, but have you ever, men, I'm talking to you, have you ever saw a woman that was so bad that we thought in our mind and we just said to ourselves like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing to her. She look like she on something. That's how we want guys to look at our daughter. That when I see her and I know I ain't where I'm supposed to be, man, I'm gonna go and get her a pass, man, because I know she look like she ain't on what I'm on. And that's no disrespect. And that's not saying that we would scatter the woman or nothing like that, because she did catch our attention, but we knew offhand when we seen her walk, when we seen her fatigue, when we seen her personality, when we seen her walking in confidence. If I don't got the right words to say to this woman, I'm lose her on the presentation. And the presentation is everything. If I can't get on the presentation, see, it ain't like I'm riding on the block and I can pull up in the car and say, "What's up, little mama?" And I got the rims and all this. She ain't looking at me. She looking at the car. But when I'm downtown in corporate America and I got this same car and I ride up on a woman, and if I try to let down the window, she ain't gonna even pay me no attention. She ain't even finna disrespect herself. I ain't finna give them the time of the day. I ain't even finna disrespect myself to even say something to her. And that's the type of women we have to start breeding. We have to start breeding beautiful, successful women. Even watching the company that our daughters keep. Like one day I tell my daughter, you don't never let another woman call you a bitch. If I'm going to tell her not to let a man call you a bitch, you don't never let another woman call you a bitch. If you gonna let somebody call you something, you let her call you queen or call you beautiful. You nobody's bitch. Teach her these things. In our black community these days, women think that bitch word is just cool. They call each other bitches. Man, that ain't cool. And then you do it around your daughters and you do it around your little nieces and things like that. And then they think that's cool to call each other bitches and hoes. No, that's not cool. Y'all are queens. Y'all are queens. Y'all are beautiful black queens. So, man, we got to get on that level. Man, teach your daughter. When I'm walking down the street with my two daughters, I don't dare let them walk behind me. I don't dare walk in front of them. I don't dare walk in front of my wife when I'm walking. And with my daughters and all of us like together, I don't do no. And I get angry with them when they walk behind me, and I tell them, man, y'all walk in front of me. We don't walk hand in hand when we together. Y'all walk in front of me because I got y'all back. But we got to teach our young ladies that. We got to teach them. It's cool to have values. It's cool to have morals. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't let nobody dictate what you do. You always dictate what's gonna go on. You know. So I'm just talking to my men today with these daughters out here that especially my street guys that know what we do to women, how we degrade them, how we look at them. If you got a daughter, why would you want your daughter to go through the same thing that we put women through? And I could speak for myself because I know I have done some wrong things to women. And I hate to hear men say, well, man, I got a daughter, man. She gonna put me through the same thing I put these women through. No, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I'm gonna make sure my daughter don't go through nothing that I put down one of these women through. You know why? Because I'm gonna train her up. I'm gonna train her up and I'm gonna instill some values in her. I'm gonna instill some morals in her. I'm gonna make her know it's okay to have your own mind. I'm instilling greatness in my daughter, and that's what we have to do as men. We have to instill greatness in our daughters. No, we can't teach them how to be a woman, but we can help them become the best woman that they can possibly be. So I'm gonna leave on that note. Just talking to my ladies this morning, this afternoon. Talking to my men with daughters, man. Let's step up and be a part of our daughters' lives, man. Because when it's all said and done, man, the biggest man that could fail them is you. As the father, you could be the biggest failure in their life as a man. They whole upbringing of how they view men gonna come off of what they see dad do. If dad not there, she gonna go find a man that's there. If dad is there but not teaching her how to be a woman, then what does she have? She gonna always look like, well, I saw my daddy do this. You know what I'm saying? I saw my mama let my daddy do this. So she gonna think it's cool. If she watching dad beat moms. So when she grow up and find a man to beating on her, how could you say, fam, don't touch my daughter when she saw you beat her mama up for 20 years? So, man, it's time for us to stand up, man, and start showing our young ladies, man, showing our daughters, how to become the best women that they could possibly be, and instill these values in them, instill these morals in them, instill that they are great. So, man, I'm just talking to my people this morning, man. I don't know why I keep on saying this morning, because I usually do my things in the morning, but it's like 5 o'clock in the evening. So just touching bases with my people, man, especially my black community, man, and just touching bases with our daughters, man, because I see what's going on with our young black African American women, and man, we losing, man. We out here losing. That's why a lot of them turning lesbians and things of that nature, because they don't even want to deal with men no more, because all the stuff that they done saw they moms go through and they grandmas go through. So, man, we got to step up and say, you know what, enough is enough. I got to raise my daughter to be the best woman that she could be, and I got to instill some values in her. So, man, big ups to all my brothers that's out here that's on top of their game, doing what they supposed to be doing. Man, I love you for that, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And all my fellas out there that's struggling in these areas, man, that's no knock to you, but, man, it ain't never too late to get in the game. Man, get in the game, man. I need you. If you don't step up, man, we all gonna fail as one, man. If one fall, we all fall. So, man, it ain't no knock to you. I ain't sitting there trying to say you wrong and all this, but, man, you could do better, and I believe that you could do better. Strong. We are stronger together. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. So, for my brothers that's struggling in these areas, man, I hope this message touch your heart, and I hope you say, you know what, I got to do better, because I owe it to my daughter to make her better. So, all right, man, I'm going to leave on that note. Caution, no souls left behind. Obey God here, bless you real good. The spotlight is on the 414 Unity Gospel House of Prayer, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's get it, y'all. Our daughters, instill that value in them, y'all, because they are valuable. Holla.